Have you ever thought about what truly matters as you grow older? What if the decisions you're making now could define the quality of your life in the years to come? In this video, we'll dive deep into the 5 essential actions that can transform your 60s into the best years of your life and set you up for a vibrant, fulfilling future. From making smart use of your hard-earned assets, letting go of comparisons, building meaningful relationships, maintaining a balanced distance with your children, to prioritizing muscle health, each of these steps holds the key to not just surviving, but thriving. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll have a practical guide to living independently, enjoying financial freedom, and creating genuine connections that bring lasting joy. These aren't just tips. They're essential moves to make your golden years truly golden. Let's get started on a path to a stronger, more joyful future. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Smart use of assets. Think about it. You've spent decades building up your wealth, carefully budgeting and saving, all for the goal of having a secure retirement. You might find yourself saying, I want to leave something for my children, maybe the house or some inheritance, and I must save as much as possible so I don't run out of money. It's understandable, but there's something crucial to consider. The years from your 60s to 80s are some of the most meaningful years you'll ever have. They're the years when you're still active, energetic, and ready to explore all that life has to offer. Spending these precious years constantly worrying about income or about running out of funds can hold you back from experiencing the fulfillment you deserve. It's easy to get stuck in a loop of anxiety. Will my pension be enough? Can I manage with just my savings? Should I be spending this? These kinds of thoughts can drain the excitement out of life and leave you sitting on your savings rather than enjoying the fruits of your hard work. But consider this. What if your assets were there not only to support you but to enrich your experiences, to make each day memorable, and to give you a life filled with joy, not just security? Let's break it down with a practical example. Suppose you have 20 million yen in savings. If you choose not to touch this money until you're 80, you may feel safer financially, but think about what you're missing out on. Those funds could allow you to enjoy 100,000 yen each month on hobbies that ignite your passion. Maybe gardening, art classes, or dancing lessons. You could savor 80,000 yen by indulging in delicious meals with friends or family, sharing laughter and memories over great food. Or you could spend 50,000 yen on travel, exploring new cities, revisiting favorite places, or checking off those dream destinations from your bucket list. These funds could make each day feel special, adding richness and color to your life. Now, I know there may be a voice in the back of your mind saying, but what if I live longer and run out of money? This is a common worry, and it's completely natural. But there's a solution that allows you to balance both security and enjoyment. Consider covering your essential expenses with your pension, reserving your savings as a joy fund, a way to make each day a little brighter, a little fuller. This way, your financial stability is preserved, and you also have room to invest in happiness. Here's a step-by-step plan to help make this a reality. 1. Calculate a monthly budget for enjoyment. Based on your savings and lifestyle, set an amount to spend each month purely on enjoyment. Whether it's small pleasures or larger experiences, decide on a monthly amount that you can rely on as your joy fund. 2. Commit to using this budget fully. Don't let fears of the future hold you back. Each month, prioritize this spending as a commitment to yourself. It's easy to skip out on enjoyment for the sake of saving more, but this isn't about reckless spending. It's about creating joy and meaning. 3. See every yen as an investment in memories and happiness. Change your mindset about spending. Think of every yen not as something lost, but as something invested in your own happiness. Whether it's a dinner with friends, a weekend getaway, or a new hobby, These experiences are what make life rich and fulfilling. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Now, you may still wonder if spending this way might reduce the inheritance you leave behind. But consider this. One of the greatest gifts you can give to your children isn't just money or assets. By living fully and joyfully, you're showing them the importance of savoring life, being present, and using resources to create a meaningful existence. An older friend once said to me with deep regret, "I saved so much in my 60s, constantly telling myself not to spend. Now, at 80, I realize those years were my golden years, and I missed them. I should have traveled more, laughed more, celebrated more." Don't let that be your story. Take action now to live in the moment. Here's how to start. Evaluate your current assets. Know exactly what you have in savings, retirement funds, and other assets. Clarity brings confidence. Check your pension income. Understand your monthly pension amount, then calculate your basic living expenses. Use this as a foundation to determine how much of your savings can be set aside as a joy budget. Set a joy fund for enrichment. After covering essentials, create a separate joy budget from the remaining amount. This fund is designed for enjoyment, travel, new hobbies, family gatherings, or simply treating yourself to life's pleasures. However, there's one vital distinction to make: using your budget with purpose versus wasting it. True utilization of your assets means spending mindfully, with intention, and in ways that add value and meaning to your life. It's about enjoying every moment while also honoring the resources you've worked so hard to accumulate. In the end, your assets aren't just numbers in a bank account. They're a gateway to experiences, adventures, and a life well lived. Let them serve you now, not just in some distant future. Embrace this time as your golden opportunity to live, love, and explore to the fullest, knowing that this is the true purpose of all you've saved. 2. Stop comparing your life to others' lives. In today's world, it's so easy to slip into the habit of comparing our lives to others. Every time we scroll through social media, we're bombarded with polished glimpses into the lives of friends, family, and even strangers, where everything looks perfect. Open your phone, and what do you see? Old classmates are smiling in beautiful photos from their recent trips abroad, friends basking in the glow of retirement with lavish cruises or exotic vacations, grandparents laughing with their grandchildren at amusement parks, and neighbors posting updates about their newly renovated homes. These snapshots of joy and success might spark feelings of envy, regret, or self-doubt, making you question your own choices. Did I do something wrong? Why didn't my life turn out like that? But let me tell you, this constant comparison is a slippery slope toward unhappiness, especially in later life. Measuring your life against others at this stage is like looking back at a race you've already finished, wondering if you could have run it differently. The past is done, unchangeable. Worrying about it now only takes away from the precious moments you still have ahead. Consider the story of Mr. Tamura, a man who faced this very struggle. Mr. Tamura retired at 65, but his retirement didn't come with the same comforts he saw many of his peers enjoying. His monthly pension was a modest 150,000 yen, and unlike some, he didn't own his home. He lived in a rented apartment. He often found himself dreading social gatherings with his former classmates because they would frequently, and sometimes unknowingly, remind him of his perceived shortcomings. They'd speak freely of their financial security, boasting pensions of 250,000 yen, their investment-savvy children who had bought homes nearby, and how property values were rising. While they didn't mean any harm, each comment felt like a gentle stab, reinforcing his insecurities and amplifying his regrets. Each time, he found himself thinking, if only I had saved more. If only I'd made different decisions. For a time, these thoughts consumed Mr. Tamura. He felt inadequate, haunted by what could have been, and unsure if he'd missed out on a happier, more fulfilling life. It's a feeling that many people know all too well. The ache of believing that somehow, life has left you behind. But then, something remarkable happened. Mr. Tamura realized he could never change his pension amount by comparing it to someone else's, nor could he increase his assets by envying what his friends had. He saw clearly that no amount of regret or jealousy would ever bring him closer to the life he thought he'd missed. It was a sobering yet liberating thought. Slowly, he began to understand that his happiness was not tied to his classmates' retirement funds or property values, but to how he chose to live each day. With a newfound clarity, Mr. Tamura decided to focus on what he could control, his own life and his well-being. Instead of lamenting what he didn't have, he began appreciating the freedom he did have. Living alone in his apartment, he found himself grateful for a life that allowed him to manage his expenses on his terms, without unnecessary complications. He reviewed his finances and made mindful choices to avoid wasteful spending, taking comfort in the control he had over his lifestyle. He began to find beauty in the simplicity of his daily routines, making his morning coffee, tidying his home, and taking long, peaceful walks. Once he stopped focusing on what others had, he noticed that his own life began to shine in ways he hadn't appreciated before. His days were no longer clouded by a constant comparison. Instead, he lived them fully, savoring small moments of joy and peace. Mr. Tamura also made a significant change in his habits. He stepped back from social media, no longer scrolling through endless posts of others' lives. Instead, he created his sources of joy. He discovered the charm of his local park and the satisfaction of cooking simple, healthy meals. Each day, he set aside time to read or listen to music he loved, feeling a sense of quiet satisfaction that he hadn't felt in years. Now, with a peaceful smile, Mr. Tamura shares this journey with others as the secret to his happiness in old age. Focus on what you have, live for yourself, and let go of comparisons. Happiness isn't something you'll find by envying others, he says. It's what you create when you appreciate what you already have. This shift in perspective allowed Mr. Tamura to see his life through a new lens, one that was filled with gratitude for his freedom, his choices, and the little joys that money couldn't buy. He didn't need luxury or a large family nearby to feel fulfilled. What he found was enough. Mr. Tamura's journey offers a gentle but powerful reminder that life is precious, and it's never too late to change how you experience it. Focusing on others only distracts from the things that truly matter in your own life. When we choose to stop comparing, to be grateful for what we have, and to seek contentment within, we open doors to possibilities we may have overlooked. Perhaps, like Mr. Tamura, you'll find that happiness is not something far off, but rather something that has been within reach all along. Live fully, be present, and let the happiness that comes from living authentically be your guide. 3. How to discover new human relationships. Retirement can bring a sense of liberation and newfound freedom, but it can also usher in a quieter, more isolated rhythm that sometimes feels daunting. For many, the thought of fewer social interactions can bring about a deep-seated worry. What happens to my connections, my friendships? Will I feel forgotten or alone? The daily exchanges that once formed the backbone of our routines, conversations with coworkers, lively dinners with family, or get-togethers with old friends, often begin to diminish. It's perfectly normal to feel a twinge of sadness or apprehension at this thought. But what if I told you that this time in your life can be the most fulfilling, socially and emotionally? Let me take you through 3 thoughtful and meaningful steps to discover new relationships in this fresh chapter. 1. Embrace the power of small, everyday connections. It might seem surprising, but some of the most uplifting relationships are the simplest ones. Think about the friendly cashier at your local grocery store, the mail carrier who greets you with a smile, or the fellow morning walkers who wave as you pass by. These are casual connections, not deep friendships, but they carry a unique beauty and warmth that enrich our days in gentle, significant ways. Picture this. Every time you pick up your favorite loaf of bread, you chat briefly with the baker, exchanging a friendly word or two. These interactions may be brief, but they create a comforting rhythm, a sense of community and familiarity that brightens even the quietest of days. Casual connections may seem fleeting, but they offer a lifeline to the world around us, helping to combat feelings of loneliness and isolation. It's about creating a network of small, meaningful touchpoints, weaving a social fabric that doesn't rely on close relationships but instead on moments of shared kindness. These interactions don't demand anything from you. They're simple acts of human connection that remind you of your place in a community. Over time, you may even look forward to these quick exchanges, finding comfort and joy in these friendly faces that become part of your routine. 2. Foster friendships through hobbies and shared interests. One of the most rewarding ways to build new relationships in later life is through shared passions. By engaging in activities that genuinely interest you, you naturally find people who enjoy the same things, opening doors to effortless connections that transcend the usual boundaries of age, background, and social status. Imagine joining a local gardening club, an art class, or a cooking workshop. When you're working side by side with others, whether kneading dough or tending to plants, there's an unspoken camaraderie that feels refreshingly simple and pure. Consider the story of Ms. Sato, a 64-year-old woman who, after retiring, decided to take a pottery class at her community center. Initially, she was filled with apprehension. She hadn't been in a class setting for decades and worried about fitting in with a new group. But as she and her classmates molded clay and shared their progress, they found a common ground. Conversations unfolded naturally, not about careers, children, or the weighty topics of life, but simply about the joys and challenges of their craft. Ms. Sato soon realized that these interactions provided a refreshing break from the more serious concerns of her life, and she felt her spirit lighten with each session. The group became a sanctuary for her, a place where she could relax and connect without pressure or expectation. Engaging in a hobby allows you to focus on what you love, and in doing so, you form bonds that are based on mutual appreciation and genuine enjoyment. These relationships are often lighter and more carefree, but that doesn't mean they lack depth. They allow you to be yourself, share in laughter, and celebrate each other's successes, creating an uplifting atmosphere that reminds you of the joy of companionship. 3. Discover new connections through online communities. In today's world, technology offers a bridge to countless communities that share your interests, no matter where you are. With just a smartphone or a computer, you can connect with people around the world who are passionate about the same things you love. Whether it's joining a virtual book club, participating in an online fitness class, or contributing to a photography group on social media, there are endless ways to create meaningful relationships from the comfort of your home. What's beautiful about online communities is that they allow you to engage at your own pace. There's no need to leave your house or adhere to a strict schedule. Instead, you can connect with others whenever you feel the desire to do so. Imagine being part of a book club where members from different countries share insights on a novel, or a gardening forum where enthusiasts exchange tips and celebrate each other's green thumbs. You might even find yourself eagerly awaiting updates, discussions, and conversations in these groups, knowing that they provide a safe space for interaction without the pressure of close friendship. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The beauty of these online spaces lies in the freedom they offer. You don't have to seek deep, lifelong friendships or intense connections like those from earlier stages in life. Instead, these relationships offer a comforting presence, a friendly voice on the other end of a message, someone to share a quick thought with, or to swap stories with. Many people in their later years have found great comfort in these interactions, appreciating the balance between social engagement and personal space. Older adults often share that meeting up frequently or maintaining daily contact isn't necessary. An occasional conversation is enough to bring joy and keep loneliness at bay. Embrace the beauty of solitude. As you explore these new forms of relationships, there's one more relationship to nurture, the one with yourself. Solitude can be incredibly fulfilling, providing you with the space to enjoy activities at your own pace and explore interests that bring you joy. Having quiet time to read, reflect, or simply enjoy a moment of peace can be one of the most fulfilling aspects of this phase in life. When you embrace the beauty of solitude, you create a sense of inner calm that enriches every interaction you have with others. Solitude isn't about isolation. It's about enjoying your own company and finding satisfaction in life's quieter moments. This self-fulfillment radiates outward, allowing you to engage with others from a place of peace and contentment. The true essence of relationships in later life. Relationships in your 60s and beyond don't have to be defined by intensity or closeness. Instead, they're about enjoying the lightness of connection, free from expectation and pressure. As you cultivate these new types of connections, you'll discover that each interaction, whether it's a chat with a store clerk, a shared hobby, or an online exchange, adds a touch of warmth and meaning to your life. Building relationships in this new chapter isn't about amassing friends, but about weaving a tapestry of human connection that feels genuine and uplifting. You may find that these simpler, more relaxed relationships are deeply fulfilling, grounding you and bringing a renewed sense of joy. You have the wisdom of experience, the clarity of perspective, and the ability to appreciate the beauty in small things. And perhaps that's the greatest gift of all, the chance to redefine what it means to connect with others in ways that bring peace, fulfillment, and genuine happiness to each day. 4. Appropriate distance with your children. As we grow older, our relationships with our children inevitably evolve. And with that evolution, we encounter challenging choices that require us to carefully navigate boundaries, especially when it comes to financial matters and inheritance. Many of us are driven by a profound instinct to protect our children, to provide them with security, and to ensure their happiness, even at the expense of our own. Yet, these well-intentioned efforts can sometimes have unexpected and painful consequences. Over time, we may find ourselves trapped in one of three distinct paths that often lead to heartache rather than harmony. The first path is the choice to declare outright that we will leave nothing as an inheritance. While this decision may come from a place of practicality or an attempt to foster independence in our children, it can sometimes alienate them. Without the prospect of financial support, some children may begin to distance themselves emotionally, leaving their parents to face the later years of life in solitude, longing for a connection that seems to have faded away. The second path may feel generous but can ultimately be burdensome, providing ongoing financial support to our children. While it may seem noble and loving to help in times of need, this approach can unintentionally create a dynamic where our children come to expect this assistance as a given. This ongoing dependency can lead to increasing demands and expectations, leaving parents feeling drained and even resentful, burdened with the sense that they are little more than financial providers. It can be a lonely and emotionally taxing way to spend one's later years. Then there is the third path, perhaps the most self-sacrificial of all, the decision to transfer all our assets to our children early on, in hopes of securing their future and alleviating their financial concerns. Though this may bring temporary peace, parents on this path often find themselves financially vulnerable, struggling to meet their own needs as they grow older. In an attempt to safeguard our children's happiness, we may end up compromising our security and well-being, left to face our final days without the comfort or stability we've worked a lifetime to build. These paths are all too familiar for many, and they stem from a place of deep parental love and care. As parents, we think, I want my children to be safe, secure, and happy. I don't want them to struggle or worry because of me. These thoughts are natural, even noble. But when they take hold too tightly, they can distort our relationships, leading to unintended outcomes that complicate what should be a time of mutual joy and companionship with our children. Let's take the story of Mr. and Mrs. Yamada as an example. The Yamadas have 2 adult children, each with families of their own. Like many parents, the Yamadas were deeply invested in their children's well-being. They often discussed ways to help, from assisting with home down payments to contributing toward their grandchildren's education. Over time, they began to feel that these financial gestures were a necessary part of maintaining a strong relationship with their children, a way to show love and support. But one day, they had a powerful realization. Have we been maintaining our connection with our children through money, rather than through love and understanding? This question shook them, and after much soul-searching, they made a courageous decision to take a different approach to family bonds. They invited their children over for a heartfelt conversation. With warmth and sincerity, they shared their decision. We have no inheritance to leave you. We want to spend our remaining years together, enjoying each other's company and creating beautiful memories. Let's not base our relationship on financial expectations, but instead on the joy of being together. Understandably, this announcement was met with initial surprise and perhaps even disappointment. The children had grown accustomed to their parents' support, and this change in approach felt unfamiliar. Yet, over time, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Freed from financial dependency, the Yamada's children began to flourish in their independence, and the parents felt a newfound sense of peace and contentment. Their interactions shifted from transactional to genuine. When the family gathered, conversations now revolved around shared experiences and cherished moments rather than money or expectations. The Yamadas found themselves hearing sentiments like, "Mom, Dad, your happiness and health are what matter most to us, and we'd love to see you at the grandchildren's school events." Their connection with their children, once tinged by financial obligation, blossomed into something much deeper, a connection grounded in love, respect, and mutual appreciation. If you, too, are navigating these choices, here are some guiding principles to help cultivate a healthy balance in your relationship with your children. 1. Establish clear financial boundaries early on. If you decide to provide financial support, it's important to set limits and communicate them. Determine the amount, the purpose, and most importantly, a timeline for when the support will end. This clarity prevents dependency from forming and empowers both you and your children to feel secure in knowing what to expect. By addressing these matters early on, you lay the foundation for a more balanced and respectful relationship. 2. Discuss future care plans openly. Don't wait until you're in a vulnerable position to discuss caregiving needs. Have open conversations with your children about your preferences, whether it's considering assisted living, professional home care, or other options. Take the initiative to gather information on care facilities, services, and insurance options. By planning for your future, you alleviate some of the emotional and financial pressure on your children, allowing them to support you out of love rather than obligation. 3. Build bonds beyond financial support. Seek ways to strengthen your relationship through shared experiences rather than monetary gifts. Plan regular family gatherings, spend quality time with your grandchildren, or organize a small family trip. These shared moments help to create lasting memories and foster true connection without the complexity that finances can introduce. Over time, you'll find that these bonds, built on mutual enjoyment and respect, are far more fulfilling and enduring. Perhaps one of the most profound realizations we must embrace as parents is the need to respect our children's autonomy. As much as we want to be involved, to protect, and to support, we must recognize that our children have their own lives to lead. This doesn't mean abandoning them. Rather, it means honoring their journey while embracing our own. When we cultivate a relationship built on respect, compassion, and shared understanding, we unlock a depth of connection that transcends financial concerns, a bond that will withstand the tests of time and circumstance. Starting in your 60s, you have a beautiful opportunity to redefine the parent-child relationship. This stage of life invites you to move beyond traditional roles and discover a connection that is centered on shared love, joy, and respect. By focusing on the heart, rather than on assets or wealth, you create a relationship that will not only bring you peace and fulfillment, but will also become a lasting legacy of love for your family. 5. Prioritizing muscle maintenance. As we grow older, it's natural to think, I should lose weight to stay healthy. But let's pause for a moment and consider the bigger picture. In your 60s and beyond, the focus needs to shift dramatically. Instead of simply counting calories or shedding pounds, it's crucial to embrace a new mindset, building and maintaining muscle. This isn't just about fitness. It's about freedom, independence, and the ability to live life on your terms, even as you age. Here's a reality check that few people talk about once you reach 70. Your muscle mass begins to decline at an alarming rate of 2 to 3% per year if left unchecked. In a decade, that means you could lose up to a quarter of your total muscle mass. And with every bit of muscle that fades, so too does your strength and agility. Suddenly, Everyday tasks like climbing stairs, going grocery shopping, or even taking a simple shower can feel like insurmountable challenges. Losing muscle isn't just a physical loss. It's a loss of independence and control over your own life. Imagine not being able to walk without assistance, or the frustration of struggling with what were once effortless tasks. The good news is that you can take action now to prevent this scenario. By making muscle maintenance a priority, you're investing in a future where you remain strong, capable, and self-sufficient. This isn't just about staying active. It's about staying alive in every sense of the word. So, where should you start? Here are 3 practical, easy-to-implement exercises that can help you build and preserve your muscle mass, keeping you strong and independent for years to come. 1. Squats, your go-to for leg strength and balance. Squats are a powerful yet simple exercise that targets your leg muscles, helping you stay grounded and balanced. Start by doing 10 squats each morning as soon as you wake up. As you go about your day, try adding more, like doing 5 squats before going to the bathroom and another 15 while watching TV in the evening. These small, consistent efforts make a significant difference over time, keeping your legs strong and your balance steady. Strong legs are the foundation of mobility. Keep them in shape, and you'll have the freedom to walk, climb stairs, and stand with confidence. 2. Calf raises, strengthening the calves for endurance and stability. Calf raises are ideal for maintaining lower leg strength, which is essential for walking, balance, and preventing falls. You don't need any special equipment. Just stand on your toes, lift your heels off the ground, and lower them back down. Try incorporating these into daily activities. Do 20 calf raises while washing dishes, 10 while standing on a train or bus, and 15 as you brush your teeth. Each movement keeps your calves engaged and resilient, helping you maintain the strength to stand and walk comfortably. 3. Grip exercises, protecting hand strength for dexterity and independence. Maintaining grip strength may seem small, but it's essential for independence. Imagine struggling to open a jar, carry a bag, or hold onto a railing. Weak grip strength limits your ability to perform even the simplest tasks. Make it a habit to open and close your hands into a fist 100 times a day. Squeeze tightly, feeling the muscles in your forearms and hands working. This practice not only improves your grip but also promotes blood flow and keeps your hands nimble. Strong hands and fingers mean you can continue to dress yourself, cook, and enjoy life without relying on others for support. Fueling your strength. The importance of protein-rich nutrition. Building muscle isn't just about exercise. What you eat plays a huge role. As you age, your body's need for protein increases, and meeting this need becomes essential to preserve and build muscle. Make it a priority to include a palm-sized portion of protein, like meat or fish, with every meal. Adding at least 1 egg a day, along with tofu or natto, ensures you're getting the nutrients necessary for muscle maintenance. Many people fear that eating more protein will lead to weight gain, but as you age, being overly thin can speed up muscle loss. Protein is the fuel your body needs to stay strong. Embrace it as part of your everyday diet. A path to independence. Building a body that supports you for life. Maintaining your muscle mass means much more than physical strength. It's the key to independence, dignity, and freedom. Imagine yourself at 80, still able to walk confidently, handle daily activities, and maintain a sense of self-sufficiency. This vision isn't just a dream. It's achievable with consistent muscle maintenance and a diet that supports your goals. These small daily habits can lead to a vibrant life. By committing to muscle maintenance now, you're setting yourself up for a life where you can move with ease, live without assistance, and fully enjoy your days. This is about crafting a future where you have the physical and mental freedom to choose how you spend your time, even in your later years. But muscle maintenance is only one piece of the puzzle for living a fulfilled life in your golden years. Here are the 5 key areas to prioritize in your 60s to ensure a future filled with strength, purpose, and joy. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, Please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Smart use of assets. Safeguard your financial resources so you can enjoy life on your terms, without unnecessary stress or worry. Stop comparing your life to others. Life is yours to live. Embrace your unique journey and appreciate the blessings in your life without the burden of comparison. Discover new connections. Build casual, enjoyable relationships that add color and companionship to your days. Being around people who make you feel comfortable and appreciated enriches life immensely. Create healthy boundaries with your children. Maintain loving connections with your family, but don't feel obligated to live solely for their approval. Healthy boundaries nurture relationships based on love, not dependency. Prioritize muscle maintenance. Take charge of your physical health now to ensure you can live independently, with the strength and vitality to move and care for yourself at any age. Each of these areas is manageable and within reach. There's no need for drastic changes or complex routines. Instead, embrace these simple, intentional actions as part of your daily life. And remember, the era of the 100-year life is here. Your 60s are not the end, but a vibrant, new beginning. So why wait? Start today. Take the steps to build a life filled with health, strength, and happiness, and embark on this incredible journey of aging gracefully and powerfully. This is your time. Make the most of it. Thank you for joining us on this journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life. We hope you found inspiration in these insights on muscle maintenance, independence, and meaningful priorities as you age. What's one key lesson you've learned today? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share one thing you plan to practice in your life in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable tips and inspiration. Here's to embracing life fully, one strong step at a time.